Selection refinement is a great way of producing a more accurate cutout for compositing work. So let me show you an example. I'm going to place an image onto this page first of all. So to do that, I can tap the document menu, tap place image, choose import from cloud. Then I'll just scroll down to find my document. There it is. And I'll just drag it out onto the page like so. And I'll just quickly reposition it. Okay, then I'll double tap it to enter it as it's an embedded document. So before we can refine a selection, we need to create one. And to do that, I can move to the pixel persona up here and choose the Smart Selection Brush tool. So what I can do with this tool is just brush into areas like so to add them to the selection. Okay, so I'll go around the arm. We've actually included the background there, but that's not a problem. We can sort that out. Okay, just keep working my way down the image, select the arm and hand here, work my way to the legs, just select the legs like so. Okay, so that's our rough selection created. To refine it, we can move across to the Refine Selection tool here. Okay, so what we can do with this is choose an appropriate brush width. So I'll make it a bit bigger. Okay, and then just brush into the areas we want to matte, which effectively means we're telling the software to have a closer look and produce a more accurate distinction between the foreground detail, which is the model's hair here, and the background. So we can do the same to the gap between the arm here, and then just in the hair we've got a couple of areas where the background shows through. So with a smaller brush width, I'll just brush into these as well. Okay, and then working our way down, we have the gap between the dress and the arm here, so I will just brush into those areas to matte them, and then we've got the gap here as well. Again, I'll just matte that. And I'll have a quick look down here, but I think we're good, yes? Okay, so once we've actually, oh, hang on, we've just got the fingers here. Now this is a good case for using a different adjustment method. We wouldn't want to matte this, but instead we want to change from matte to mark as foreground detail. So with a smaller brush width, I can just brush into this area here because we want to essentially mark it as foreground detail. There we go, a nice clean selection. Okay, so then we have different preview options as well. The default is a red overlay, so the background is just red. We can change this to a black matte or a white matte, depending on your final output options, how you're going to be compositing this cutout. We of course have a transparent preview, and we also have black and white, which enables us to preview the overall quality of the matted selection. And finally we have output options. Now the default is selection. With an active selection we could of course create a mask, but we can just bypass that extra step and choose to go straight to a mask. Then we can tap apply, and there we go, we now have our cutout. If we look on the Layers Studio here and just expand the pixel background layer, we now have the mask layer. So once all is said and done, I can just tap the home button to return to my main document, and there is our final cutout.